Yeah, I don't need that on. I kind of could. I'm not able to hear this computer from like in the intro screen, and so I did not realize that was actually still up. And I'm like, whoopsie, that's a mistake. That's an oops. That's not what I wanted. How about you don't have a bunch of frizzle frass in the background? So fantastic, much better. Hello everyone, welcome to the drive. Welcome to Volskaya Industries, Volskaya Foundry, whichever way they want to say it today, because they do kind of go back and forth. We are going to be having a competition between LTK Skyfall and Protectors of AIur. We do have first pick going over the side of Skyfall. This is Volskaya, one of the more figured out maps, but the meta is kind of established. You do usually have the Protector going down to the bottom lane. You do kind of want someone that is able to sit on the point, protect the point very well, but also has kind of a lot of very, very mobile characters. Can get away, get soak, well, be able to like get the two other lanes that are nearby, not fall too far behind, and not just spend like a minute just sitting your little butt on the Protector. Because no one likes sitting their butt down. We do go ahead and have the Johanna being first out. A little bit of a Diablo focus, Mephisto coming right back behind. I wonder if the Mephisto actually says that we're going to be seeing double support coming out of Protectors of AIur, because as Lovesby pointed out on CSL? No, how about CCL? As Lovesby pointed out there, Mephisto is really, really good into double support, so by first banning that, that's either a target pick, or it may... I always like to assume that I'm figuring out their draft based on the bans, not just, oh, well, the other team is really good at this. Hello, Wind Up. This is a new mic. Please let me know if it works. I like it, although just now I accidentally brushed against it on accident. Whoopsie. Brightwing being taken out. Brightwing! I still wish they actually had voice lines whenever they were banned. I think that would be hilarious. Yaroshka's bands are nuts! I see you know who to ban first! I have way too much fun, and you know what? I don't mind. Ragnaros is the first one. Your Majesty being the Fire Lord, or should I say Fire Sovereign in this case? We do go ahead and... Oh my gosh, they are not giving me time to talk. I'm trying to make all this witty commentary and banter going back and forth, and they're just like, no, heroes? Stukov coming out from Sergeant Scoops, and then Orion coming with Sylvanas. I am dreading when Eclectic goes ahead and gets one, because his name is hard to say, or her name, I don't actually know. So Sylvanas is interesting. Sylvanas definitely tells me they're going to be playing the press in the off lane while they're trying to like defend top. But the father and son duo, one of only 3 related groups of characters in Here's the Storm. If you name the other 2, you're awesome. So Rondo taking Varian, Nyx taking Anduin. Do go ahead and have the Grey main being banned out, more like the banned main. Oh, definitely gonna have to get a prediction up for you guys, since you're all rolling on in. Rolling on in. Alright, we do have Mei being the ban. No tank coming out. Now that is the thing, you do have a Varian taunt target, so you do kind of want... That is the, like, earmark of a blow-up comp, so you definitely want something that can undo that. Possibly, like, Diva or Leoric able to cut damage whenever the blow-up is initiated. Or, like, obviously, Uther is, like, the sovereign sign of it. Li Ming could do a Force of Will in order to disengage people, possibly. And Muradin able to just kind of stun out the Varian when he runs forward, possibly. There's Eclectic. I was not looking forward to having to say that name, but you know what? I made it through. Oh, and Bahamut is officially not watching the stream anymore. I don't think he was before, but now that Phoenix gets picked up, definitely not here at all. I'm going to close the stream in disgust. We do also have the Kael'thas coming out of Captain. This is one of Kael'thas' better maps. Like, his Flame Circle covers like half the point. And then we will have Blaze in the offlane. Blaze going into, I guess, Ragnaros. Although it could be Blaze into Phoenix. If so, I feel bad for the Blaze. Phoenix is very, very hard to lock down. So looking things at the end as we go right into it, we do have Murden into Varian, Anduin, and Stukov. It's interesting that they have a better blow-up tank on the non-blow-up side, although Murden can be a blow-up person, it's just not as likely. But we'll go ahead and get into the game. I will see you guys in just 1 second and get that prediction up so you can go and gamble. I am so glad it took people just a little bit to actually get into the game because, good lord, I forgot how to spell prediction. That was going to be very, very embarrassing, but thankfully we got through it. So we're going ahead and zone into this game right now. Coming in on the Cyan side of the battlefield, we do have Skyflare coming out on the Phoenix. Rono is going to go ahead on the Varian. Your Majesty on that Ragnaros. Captain on the Kael'thas. And Nyx playing Anduin. On the orange side of the battlefield, opposing them, we have the Protectors of AIur. Eclectic is on the Muradin. Orion is playing the Sylvanas. Tracer is playing Blaze. Figure that one out. We do go to have Honey Bear on the Li Ming and Sergeant Scoops coming out on Stukov. It looks like all 5 members of Protectors are moving out to do a very aggressive protect. Does go ahead and catch Nyx right in the butt. Nyx does narrowly save the wall. Says, I can go ahead and heal that. You guys obviously don't have the orbs started up just yet. We do go ahead and have the stacking quest on Lion's Maw, Sulfurous Hungers, and Mana Addict. A lot of stacking, only really opposed by Unfurling Shadows, and of course, Murden's baseline. That does not count. Alright, Plictic does go ahead and get the stun on the Phoenix, but no follow-up. We do go ahead and have the rotation up. Blaze all alone in the bottom lane right now. Tracer going to go ahead and just be clearing for days. No one moving down there to really oppose him just yet. Well, that's extra confusing when you have a male hero being played by a female hero's name. I'm going to go back and forth over what gender to use the entire freaking match. Just look forward to that, because it'll happen. We do have Phoenix down. I do agree with this. I do think that Blaze has a harder time into Phoenix. As evidenced by the fact that Phoenix almost went down. Phoenix does kind of have a little bit of a bulkier base model. You might say it has a thicker base model, but so that will kind of let the double jets. Blaze, if you do not know, has had his talent made baseline. Now Flame Stream does 85 damage to enemies hit and an additional 135 if they're hit by both streams. That used to be a talent, it's not anymore. Wow, look at all these LTK people being too afraid to bet. Terrible. So I will actually go ahead and say, just so this is clear from the get-go, if the LTK does win, we will end up just canceling that vote. Basically, you don't get penalized because your opponents didn't bet against you. If there was no possibility for you to win anything, you also are insured against losing anything. Because that's no fun. Alright, Nyx goes ahead and attaches an orb to the face. Nyx is really good at those orbs. I think Anduin may have a thing for Li Ming. I think there's even a voice line about it, actually. Anduin, like awkwardly flirts with everyone in the Nexus. It's amazing. But you know what? His dad's dead. He needs an heir, so I get it. Ragnaros has gone down here. Apparently they disagreed with my thought of Phoenix being better into Blaze. And actually, that extra damage from the Flame Jet, I get it now. We do go ahead and have a early occupation of this, because usually you wait until level 7 before you really move to fight over it. But Honey Bear and Sergeant Soup's going to go ahead and stand here and start that channel. And then abandon that channel. You have a little 4-man push up here. It does look like level 7 will be achieved on the side of Skyfall momentarily. Anything spicy coming out of that? Desperate prayer. Oh, okay. Victory Rush isn't super spicy. We do have, to the surprise of no one, the taunt coming out of Varian. If I didn't see a taunt, I would have freaked out back at level 4, but I guess we can go ahead and actually say it. For those of you that are in another tab or whatever. Oh, nice double gravity lapse. A lot of damage. We do go and have the turret going down. Eclectic is going ahead and falling back, and it does look like that this is going to be retaken on the side of Protectors of AIur. With that being said, we do go ahead and have down here Blaze going off against Your Majesty. I feel like Ragnaros can get like charged pretty easily. He's not the most mobile of heroes. Alright, a lot of damage coming in. I kind of forgot to talk for a second, but nice move by the Varian, actually moving around to body block. But we do end up with the tanks traded out. Oh, there is a nice Tracer up in the air, does dash out, leaves quite a bit of oil behind them, but down to about 300 health, cannot engage in this. But you know what? Your Majesty has even more problems. Honey Bear going in, Honey Bear going to be taken out. Mage of Arcane versus Fire, and Fire wins. A Robin, people with the magic. I fought the Mage and the Mage won. Nice move over. Skyflare actually went over to the bursting pulse. I actually think Skyflare targeted that instead of targeting the Stukov in order to get them with the burst damage. I'm not sure. I may have seen that wrong. It's entirely possible, but it looked very, very on point. Also, I apologize for singing this, but I don't apologize for singing because my voice is amazing. We do have level 10 picked up, a full level lead on right now for Skyfall. They are going to go ahead and take Shield Wall, Lava Wave, Phoenix, and then Anduin and Phoenix are going to go ahead and wait. Never mind, Purification Salvo is the pick from Phoenix. Anduin is the only one that's waiting. Probably waiting to see if there are any stuns coming out of their opponents. Nope, going to go and go with Light Bomb. Not going to wait any longer. I was going to say the only one to really worry about would be probably Li Ming. If she goes Wave of Force, then obviously the, like that just interrupts on like a 10-second cooldown. It's ridiculous. So they are going to the non-CCL strat. Oh, they might... Nope, never mind. They do get the... I did not see that they got the wall down, and I was a little bit concerned for them. But no, they go ahead and get that taken care of, and are now going ahead and retreating away. They did get the Moonwell. Oh my gosh, this has to be the lowest tower I've ever seen. It has 5 health on it. Tracer in a little bit of problem, does go and get taunted. Not going to be able to drop a bunker because of that nice hush wall. Not sure they would have anyway, but didn't even have a choice. However, the mind control comes down on the Phoenix, and Phoenix will be traded out. Nice job by the Sylvanas, goes ahead and secures that, going right back to the Hall of Storms, or right back to AIur, or right back to a Dragoon body. Wait, that's not how that works. Never mind. 5 kills to 2 in the favor of Skyfall. Also an experienced lead, but not a talent tier advantage right now for our golden AIur brethren. James Bondian, I guess I should say. Tracer's going to move back. It does look like the teams have decided to go ahead. Now, we do have a move for the healing camp up here. This is going to be rotated into. They're going to be there in just a second, but it looks like they are too late. That is picked up. Eclectic going ahead and falling back. Does go ahead and Dwarf Toss right out of there. Skyflare wanted it, but then Skyflare says, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be in the lead. I feel like there was a whole mind control thing that just happened the last time I did this. level 13s on the side of Skyfall. That is a talent tier advantage, but very, very close. There's another mind control now onto the Variant. Variant does go ahead and protect. Down to about half health. There's the pullout from Anduin. Looks like the paper airplanes will be knocked down. I kind of miss. Oh geez, I can't even remember his name. I am terrible with names, you guys. I'm so sorry. But there was another caster I got the term paper airplane from. Sparhawk, there we go. A little bit of rotation down below. Gonna try and pressure this, but Tracer is in the area. We'll be able to hold this back for just a bit. Obviously cannot hold back 4 people all by himself, but is definitely going to be enough that, hey, the rest of the team is nearby and they'll come down. A lot of damage on the Honey Bear. There is the Light Bomb. Light Bomb, I actually think it was killed before, but Sergeant Scoop's going to go ahead and drop the Healing Fountain. It's going to go down as well. Eplectic is the next target. Just go ahead and get Flame Broiled. There is the taunt. Eplectic going to Dwarf Toss out of there, but that is a 2 for nothing in favor of Skyfall. Now the question is, unfortunately, they can't really get a whole lot done. They can move up here and start to occupy the Protector, but the problem they have is that all the mercenary camps are already taken. All of the toys have been picked up. They do have about a level advantage at this point. But again, no talent tier advantage, so that won't be something that they get to deal with. With that being said, we do have Ecliptic in the area. Rano sitting here. No toys on the side of Protectors of AIur. They will go ahead and drive the Variant out of there. Nice protect right as the orb hits. Gleaming is not going orb build. Oh, Eplectic in a lot of trouble. There is a push in from Blaze, but they do not have a Moonwell. There is a nice 3-person Light Well, or Light Bomb that comes out. We do have the kill onto both the Murden and the Stukov. The bunker came down, but no one was able to take use of it. Skyflare may be paying the price for this one. Does go ahead and get taken out. That is a 1-person. Majesty is the next target. They are looking for this, but they are outnumbered. They need to be a little bit careful. Honey Bear goes back. There's the pullout game. We do go ahead and Anduin pulling your Majesty out of danger. And we do go ahead and have Rano up here at the top point, as well as Nyx. Up to about 50%. Now we do have everyone back, although they are at the bottom actually picking up some the new camp. Ragnaros is doing the same thing on the other side. If they rotate up, they could actually have an advantage before Ragnaros gets here, but the problem is they don't know that. They're not aware that they have the position for advantage, and in fact, Blaze is splitting off. It looks like they may just be giving this up. Trying to get to 16s. They have now achieved 16. Protector, interestingly enough, is not going to bottom lane, is just going to continue pushing in top lane. Bottom lane still has its Moonwell. One of the big advantages that they had in this fight was the fact that opponents had no well to go back to, so they may not have that next time. Blaze is defending bottom very, very, very fervently, and the Protector is already very far down. This may be a problem for Kael'thas and Varian. Nyx is staying nearby, trying to make sure that nothing too much happens. There's the salvo, goes ahead and slows people down. It does look like everyone is up here. There is a big fight. The Phoenix is down. We do go and have the double-person stun coming out of Blaze from the side, but Stukov goes down. Skyflare up, trying to chase this down. Honey Bear trying to get out of there. We do go and have the full retreat coming in, but there is the push in by Blaze. There was a gravity lapse, but right after, like the gravity lapse was cast, but then they still got stunned by the Blaze. Does look like everyone will retreat, except of course for Stukov. Stukov showed us a monster as everyone died. We do have a 2-level advantage right now on the side of Skyfall, although that will go down to 1 level in just a tick. How about right now? With that being said, we do go and have Orion moving back. There is quite a bit of going back and forth. There is the paper airplane camp being finished up by Honey Bear right now. Does look like there will be an answering camp coming from Captain Romo and Nyx. All right, nice double stun for the Blaze. British goes right in there. A lot of damage, and there is the, oh, great mind control. Goes ahead and lands onto Ragros. This is an advantage right now for Protectors of AIur. We do have Phoenix going down as well. There is the, oh, that is actually a turret for, Protectors of AIur, and we do have a 3-4-0. They are now attacking the healing camp, but Honey Bear is getting flame broiled alive, was running back and forth, was like, please, please, please heal me, but there was no heal coming. Still, that is a 3-for-1 in favor of the Protectors. AIur is defended well this day, or at least this minute. We still have, we're knocking on the verge of level 20 for the side of Skyfall, and that's going to be able to big turnaround, but they still have to wait 35 seconds to get their tank back. That could be tragic.
I'm getting another thermal ready for you.
Melissa, it's going to be the big toy roundup. Right now, Sergeant Scoops and Orion are working for Toys for Tots. They are making sure no child is hungry tonight. Okay, you don't eat your toys. That one may not have worked as well as I thought it did. And it does look like level 20 will be achieved with Trickle Soak. Blaze should probably be rotating down here. You don't want to get caught out, guys. Blaze is not with you just yet. I know Varian just came back, but still, I'm scared. Looking at our level 20 talents, we do go ahead and have Singularity Charge, Glory of the Alliance, Heroic Difficulty, Master of Flames, and Inner Fire. On the other side, we do have Rewind, Dark Lady's Call, Burn Notice, Top Off, and Repulsion. Am I the only one that, in my mind, I always say read a Repulsion? There is a taunt coming out of Signor Varian. We do go ahead and have Tracer going in and catching Your Majesty. There's the Light Bomb, but the Light Bomb was used for more zoning. We do have very amazing out, but Li Ming taken out in exchange. There is a teleport coming from Skyflare. A lot of damage onto this Murden, but here's the thing. Murden will heal relatively quickly as soon as he gets out of combat. Did not take the increased healing, so won't have that going for them. But still, you don't have a tank. I kind of feel like not having a tank to engage with. Like, Red Rose is not great at engagements. You can try and hit with a Gravity Lance, but it's super short range, so that's dangerous. And we do go and have the Protector picked up on the side of Protectors of AIur. I always forget their name for like 10 seconds. Okay, 10/10ths of a second. You're gonna have the Protector moving in. Should they now? Here's the thing: they've already lost top 4. They go ahead and they get the bottom well. It looks like they want to say, "Let's get mid well. Let's go ahead and set up for the 4th Protector." Oftentimes, you can win with the 3rd, but without Li Ming, they realize that's not very likely. So go ahead and move in. Orion goes in. There's the Dark Lady's Call, or Will of the Forsaken. That's Will of the Forsaken. Makes her unstoppable. Nice Protect from the Varian comes in. Make sure that no damage is done by the Protector. We do go ahead and have Murden and Stukov going around but doing a little dance. Am I doing a little dance? I mean, they just get out of the Protector. You know what? I'm sure there's dancing involved. Russians like to have fun. What can I say? There's the taunt. A lot of damage. Oh, the lava wave coming in. Honey Bear is not going to be able to survive this. Honey Bear got a little bit too far in front. Varian was looking for that. Varian is definitely, like, Honey Bear is their go-to kill target because Li Ming does not have a lot of health. She did not take glass cannon, did she? Did not? No? Okay. I didn't think so. I figured I would have seen that by now if she had, but I just wanted to make sure. All right, it does look like we are currently looking at 2 minutes and 24 seconds left until this middle thing comes back. 153, and this one was just picked up. Both teams sitting at level 20. Dead even fight, slight kill advantage up until now on the side of Skyfall. But that's the thing, the levels are even. What happened in the past does not matter. It's basically the gambler's fallacy. It's all about who can get that engage. And speaking of engage, a lot. There's the mind control onto the Ragnaros. Ragnaros being the counterpart to Li Ming. Always one they like to go after. But there is that poor Li Ming. That's, I think, the big thing. They've just got such a better engage on the side of Skyfall. Although, as I say that, Varian goes down. They do go ahead and get the stun, and Anduin going to take off his healer counterpart. We do go ahead and have Murden also taken out. So we do end up with a 3-4-2 in favor of Skyfall. 16 kills to 9. Hey. 16 by 9, that's a resolution right there. Okay, it's not a resolution. It's a display. Yep. You guys know what I mean?
A new terminal will be ready shortly. Blue team has destroyed an enemy. Power routed to the terminal. Control it and you can pilot the
Now, it's
projectile.
interesting to me that he is actually staying on the burst one. I'm pretty sure the small laser actually does higher single target DPS. The reason to use this one is, like, for right here, it makes sense. You're actually doing it to a group, but I don't really know why you wouldn't switch over to DPS that structure. Granted, I'm not an amazing Phoenix player, so there might be a talent selection that explains why that was the call. Oh, Skyflare may be in a lot of trouble. There is the stun, followed by the other stun, just meshed together. Anduin coming down here. Anduin saying, oh, that is a dead Dragoon. Not sticking around here. So we do have about 30 seconds until Phoenix is back. Here's the thing. You charge about 2% per second, so they can actually get just about done. I think Phoenix will respawn at like 20 or 95% or something. Now, obviously, the other 4 members can rush in and stop this from actually being capped, but it is still a delicate situation for Skyfall. But nope, the Phoenix was not there. They did not try and contest at all. Stukov is in the Protector. Now here's the question. You always have to be careful. No, they do go ahead and put both people in. There is the lava wave coming through. Red team has destroyed a fort. They do have Ragnaros get onto the fort the second it's gone. I'm not sure if that was slightly delayed, if they didn't expect the fort to go down that fast. But regardless, Tracer in a lot of trouble. Does go ahead and dash right out of there. Meanwhile, up top, just real quick, we do go ahead and have the fort going down to the paper airplane pressure. And that's actually a keep. I say fort because I'm a big liar. Alright, they are going in, trying to get what damage they can done. They really, really, really want to either get top fort or one of the keeps, because right now they are actually taking shield damage over here. It does look like the wave will clean this up, but there's 2 catapults and 3 of these guys. Oh, there is a taunt. Eplectic is getting a lot of damage. There is the knife. They use the rocket arm in order to get out of there. But here is the chase down. The Salvo goes in and stops Scoops. Scoops going to go in and get cleaned up real quick. That is 2 down on the side for... oh, a little bit of a anti-synergy as that gets pushed back right as the Dark Lady's call comes out. Mind control. I know the ability names, I promise. Did she take the... Yep, okay. That's why I have Dark Lady's calls in my head. I'm actually smart. Go me. They only have 20 seconds. They cannot end the game here, I don't believe. Well, although it depends if Tracer actually stays that far out and in front. 10 seconds until Murden. There goes the bunker coming down. Nice, nice, nice Orbit. Oh, amazing 4-man stun coming from Tracer. That's the kind of things you want to see. Tracer going in and falling back. They do not have their healer yet. They need to be very, very careful. But their healer has respawned right in time to watch Blaze die. There is a taunt coming out of the Varian, but the big old fist comes out of the core and goes and pushes that back. It is 4 versus... They have 50 seconds till Blaze is back. There's the push in. Dwarf toss out, but the core is down to 40%. Is down to 30%. I don't know if they can hold this back anymore. It seems unlikely. Down to 10%, down to 6%, down to 1%. And game number 1 does go in favor of LTK Skyfall. Congratulations, 20... That was a long game. Level 25 to level 24. Good loady. Looking at our game results, we do go and have in terms of healing, all very, very even game. And we're getting 85,000 healing compared to 82,000 coming from Scars and Scoops. We do go ahead and have, in terms of the damage department, good lord, Kael'thas going nuts. 100,000 damage. Now, here's the thing. If you watch a lot of Heroes of the Storm, it's very, very unlikely that a single hero can out-heal a single healer. Normally, it doesn't end up mattering because you're not going to have a, that doesn't really hold true. You can't draft like 5 healers and have them all just out-damage everything. Eventually, they run out of mana. But to have one healer doing like 15,000 over the top healing in the game, that's amazing. Phoenix does 78,000 and Leeming at 68,000. That ever-important soak is won by Ragnaros to the surprise of no one because he cheats with Lava Wave. Boo, Ragnaros. Both that will go in and go into the in-between. I will cancel the bet because, well, nobody actually bet on LTK. No one had faith. What can I say? So we'll see you in game number 2, draft number 2, in just 1 second. Hello, hello. Welcome to game number 2. Well, I got a little bit too close to the mic and actually scared myself when I started talking because I am super professional. This is Dragonshire, the Shire of Dragons, cruelly destroyed by the Raven Lord. If you want a little bit of lore on it, if you ever forget about it, oh my God, the Queen of Thorns will remind you, my husband is dead. Best line in HOTS. Well, hi, kitty. Do you want to be a co-caster? Do you want to be a co-caster, kitty? So it does look like while my cat is assailing me, we did go ahead and have Zeratul banned out first and foremost. This is a map which is kind of defined. Cat, I need you to pick where to be. There's a lot of cat seats in here, but you have to pick one. Garrosh being the second ban. No actual response so far to the previous game. Neither of those heroes were actually picked, so interesting. Then we do have the Johanna. Same. I think Johanna was also banned in game number 1. I don't remember the exact. I'm pretty sure it was Johanna Brightwing on that side. I don't remember the bans on the side of Protectors of AIur, and I don't write them down. Because what do I look like? Someone that isn't lazy? With that being said, we do go ahead and have Mephisto. So yeah, exact same bans, I think. I'm not 100% sure about... Well, okay, Zeratul was not banned out, I don't believe. But Mephisto definitely was. Majesty coming right back with Ragnaros, being like, Raka, you're cool. Don't actually update the list of what heroes were picked. I'll just take Ragnaros again. Will we go ahead and have Stukov Sylvanas picked up on the side of Protectors of AIur? Inquiring minds want to know. No, actually neither of those are true. Orion comes in with the Asmodan, goes in with changing from Fat Chromie, or from Sylvanas over to Fat Chromie. I think it's a hilarious name, but I eventually was gonna be like, oh my God, the caster's body shaming. I didn't say it was bad to be Fat Chromie, I just said that's what it was. Oh, but Nyx and Varian once again. Nyx and Varian. Nyx and Rano going with Anduin and Varian one more time. One more time. Also, no one said it in chat at the last time when I talked about how Anduin and Varian were one of only 3 sets of related characters in Here's the Storm. Unless I've forgotten one, the other 2 are Chen and Lily, and Malfurion and Illidan. The more you know. All right, we do go to have the Okay, there we have Kael'thas and Stukov actually like respecting the previous series. Kael'thas doing a ridiculous amounts of damage, and then Stukov doing very, very, very respectable healing. I won't say ridiculous amounts of healing, but quite a bit. Kitty, leave my boots alone. You don't know where they've been. Alright, we do go to have Sergeant Scoops on the Brightwing. Brightwing was definitely, was Johanna and Brightwing last time. Brightwing not banned, but picked up by Sergeant Scoops. Honey Bear going to a little bit more durable characters that I did not like dying over and over and over again. That was not fun for me. We do have the Junkrat going potentially into the offlane to deal with Thrall, and then Greymane, the little damage factory coming out of Skyflare. So that's what we got so far. The thing I don't like about the draft that's coming out of Skyfall is I feel like it's just not durable enough. Like Ragnaros pops very, very quickly. I've only got Varian, and if the enemy can get around Varian, the thing about that is that there's not a whole lot of dive. Dahaka can run into the back and try and harass the back line. Thrall can slow you down and kind of try and run forward. But Asmodan definitely isn't getting past you. But that is it. We are updated and ready to go. I will get your prediction up. Go ahead and actually vote this time. Oh my goodness. And I'll see you in game. Every time it tries to scroll up, rising into the game, it's very rude. Coming out of the cyan side of the battlefield, we do have LTK Skyfall, the Soldiers of the Sky, the Legionnaires of Liquidation. That's almost an accounting term. That doesn't work at all. We do have... Lost the button. Skyflare playing the Greymane. Rono is on the Varian, Your Majesty, with Ragnaros. Captain on the Junkrat, and Nyx on that Anduin. On the orange side of the battlefield, we do go ahead and have Protectors of AIur, the Principality of Punishment, the Annihilators of Anguish. We do go ahead and have Eplectic on the May, Orion on Asmodan, Tracer playing that Dahaka, Honeybear on Thrall, and Sergeant Scoops on Brightwing, Kaldor's favorite hero. Go ahead and have a full 5-man into both areas, but Ragnaros has already splintered off and going up to the top, wanting to make sure that they don't... Initially, I actually feel like Protectors of AIur got a little bit of an advantage because they split off a little bit faster than their opponents. They are going down. It looks like May is going to hang out in the Delta. Alright, Skyflare taking a little bit of damage. They're trying to make them lose some of this experience. I don't think they can actually stop it. He will get there before any of this is lost. Although this little orb, I think this is lost experience right here on the side of... I mean, it's one orb. You know, it was, you know... They even got the small bit, so it was 3/4 of a kill. It's not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination, but you know what? It's worth looking at.
Power? Prove it. Take control of the shrines.
Here's Tracer coming in.
The shrines. Inherit the Dragon Knight's power.
Well, I hadn't noticed the Mad Max skin on the Asmodan. That is kind of disgusting, but kind of cool. I haven't actually seen it in quite a while. We will have Majesty getting the top one. Tracer moving up there and trying to get this done. Tracer did go ahead and go for tissue regeneration. So, not going to be a speedster, not trying to dive the back line. Going to try and be a little bit of a dueler, a brawler. A dead-ass baller. We do go ahead and have also Asmodan does go for Gluttony and Annihilation. So trying to go ahead and stack that. Already up to 46 stacks. Only 2 minutes into the game. Very, very, very aggressive stacking, but very good stacking. Rono comes in from the top, runs in there. Is a real boy, does have taunt, but gets polymorphed almost immediately. There is the move in. Trying to go ahead and engage into this. Orion gets the laser off. But no actual real damage done. Just a lot of posturing, if I may. Oh, Eplectic in a lot of trouble. Not going to be able to get out of that one. Okay. I almost did. They almost made a liar out of me. I was going to be so offended. First Blood does go to the side of Skyfall after a great Junkrat mine. Goes ahead and relocates her to the Bronx. Dahaka does retake top. Ragnaros is up here. Dahaka currently up to 4 stacks of tissue regeneration. Nice, nice, nice tongue action coming out. Majesty getting very, very low. Not going to be in danger of falling, but is going to be in danger of not being able to hold top. Dahaka moving down. If Majesty doesn't start moving up immediately, they may lose this dragon. Oh, it's going to be close. It's getting on to the point right now, but here's the channel. Is Greymane going to be able to stop this? No. Greymane, I actually feel like you could have actually shot. I don't think Greymane realized just how close it was to being done. And the Dragonite is picked up by Dahaka. Dragonite is moving down to the bottom lane. A lot of damage in, but this is a 5 figures to a fist. She's going in against the bottom fort. Behold Ragros indeed. Nice sidestep. No real damage done to the team. The hammer did go into the Dragonite, but the Dragonite does not care about your stuns. Dragonite's like Deathwing when it comes to that. Alright, Dragonite did move up to mid, but it was a feint coming up here being like, hey guys, we're going to mid. No, we're freaking not. They are down there. They're trying to get here. Here is the rotation in. Romo coming to the other side. There is the boop from... Oh, that was interesting. They booped the... Junkrat booped the Ragros in order to try and stop their escape, but ended up almost killing the Ragros instead. That may have been a kick, actually, for the Dragon Knight. Now that I think about it again, I'm like, that was a very, very long for a Junkrat boop. I don't think Junkrat goes that far. But with that being taken care of, we do go ahead and have Dahaka back in the top lane. Dahaka currently up to 8 stacks of tissue regeneration. Lion's Maw is at 25. Sulfurous Hungers is finished. We are up to 154 stacks of Gluttony. Only 46 away from being done. Caster Math. Da-da-da! Alright, both teams shirking around. Thrall a little bit exposed. Is coming through. No collapse onto him, though. Was a little bit isolated from the rest of the team. We have Dahaka moving up to the top lane. There is a lava wave going through. Going to make it very, very hard for these mercenaries to get much done. Dahaka doing what they can. Clearing this out. I'm trying to even things, but there is your Majesty coming in to make that not such a thing. We do go ahead and have... Honey Bear gets booped into the enemy team. We do have the Brightwing coming in. There is a great 3-person Frost Wall coming in. Polywolf comes in, and Greymane is going to be the first one going down. A lot of damage onto the unstoppable Rano. Rano going to fall back, but there is a massive stun that comes in. We do have the Gluttony finished up. Dahaka does get taken out by the Junkrat. Here comes the Ragnos coming down from above. It is 1-2, 4-man versus 3-man, but health pools are in favor of Skyfall. You know what, that may be changing. Laser out onto Rano. Rano very, very, very low, down to 200, but it will end up being 2v2 as the disengage occurs. We do go and have Eplectic down here. It does like the bottom camp will be taken, but because this was abandoned, there is a lot of damage being done to this top fort.
Blue team has destroyed a fort.
Alright, there's a nice 2-person stun on Nyx and Captain. Ice Wall comes out, but does not actually catch anyone. Just kind of isolates the team. It was a zoning Ice Wall. This is a 4 versus 4. Rano taking a lot of damage. Is moving a little bit too far forward, possibly. There is a lot coming in there and can't move back. There is a Blizzard about to trigger. Down to about 40% health. But up in the top lane, we do go and have Dahaka finishes off Ragnaros. Is going to take that back. We're about to have a Dragonite possibility on the side of the Protectors of AIur.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
Tracer in here in the middle, trying to go ahead and channel that Dragon Knight. The rest of the team has not come up yet. Has been like, you guys are having to commit a lot of resources to the middle. Why would we fight that? We're just going to go ahead and push the bottom lane. Push it real good. Dun, da, da, dun, 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 da, 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 da. What can I say? I'm a child of the late 90s. There is Honeybear. Honeybear goes ahead and drops the Earthquake. There is a fantastic, that almost looked like a light bomb. It obviously wasn't, but there is the big old boom. Greymane gets taken out. There's a lot of damage on Toronto. Protected, by the way, does go ahead and make that sure that does not go through. We do go into the 5 versus 4, and Dragros is not here, so that was actually 5 versus, well, okay, 4, but now 3. Oh, there is Ecliptic. Rush in by the Variant, ends up getting a slightly out of position, but there's that ever-present Protected. This is 4 versus 4. Dahaka moving up in order to go ahead and secure the Dragon Knight. We do have everyone back up. Greymane is starting to move out from the core. Ragnaros not going to let Afflicted pick this up, but however, here's a lot of people coming in. Ragnaros may be in a bit of trouble. Probably not, though. There's not a huge amount of people nearby, and they need to be actually careful themselves. Honeybear is moving in. Here's Asmodana from the flank, and down below, Greymane does pick up the bottom shrine, making sure there is no Dragon Knight today, or at least this minute. There's the Polymorph, and it looks like Ragnaros is the target. There is a zoning ice wall, but Honeybear in a lot of trouble. Thrall goes down. It looks like there's not a counter kill to Majesty. Majesty on the verge of death, but verge is not the same as dead. He's got 3 toes in the casket, but still 2 toes outside. A lot of damage on the Sky Flare, but there comes the Molten Core as Ragnaros is up there. A lot of very, very low health bars. We do have May going down, Varian at no health. Does get knocked down to 80 health, but is going to survive. Dahaka, not so much. The dinosaur is extinct. We do have everyone back on the side of Skyfall. Not so much. Still about 17 seconds left until Dahaka re-graces us with his presence. Oh, so that one cheeky minion making sure Majesty could not channel until the other team was here. I think they would have gotten here either way, to be honest, but still funny. Dahaka is back, is not here with the fight yet, but neither is Junkrat or Greymane. And also, of course, Dahaka has a global. There was the Cursed Bullet onto Sergeant Scoops. There is the freeze hitting Varian. A lot of damage coming in. Dahaka is not here yet. Here comes the, a lot of damage coming out of that, lava wave comes through. Meg went ahead and put herself into the Ice Cube, but you know what? Ice Cube versus lava, not the best thing in the world. We do have the Dragon Knight as Dahaka. We are up to 346 stacks on the Asmodan right now, so almost finished with the scaling coming from Asmo. There's another Cursed Bullet. A stun coming out onto Skyflare. Second fort of the game goes down against the might of Skyfall. Or I guess third if you count all forts instead of just red forts. Skyflare needs to be a bit careful. A lot of enemies around. It's a little bit of miscommunication where Honeybear was in the bush and was like, oh crap, guys, get here right now. Alright, Dahaka is going to back off, goes ahead and burrows away right as everyone moves into position in order to stop them, but stop them they will not. And this actually leaves a little bit of a problem. It is 4 versus 5 as Junkrat is not quite here yet. The engage happens, there is a silence, Protected comes out from the Varian, Tracer goes ahead and moves in there. There is a light bomb coming out. Oh, a lot of damage on the Ecliptic. Ecliptic goes down to less than 100 health, but is going to survive for the time being. There is the rush in by the Asmodan. The Asmodan actually, no, just Tide of Sin. What is that? I swear he did the trample thing. We do have a second kill on Greymane. Greymane went thirsty for kills, but did not actually get it. Here we go ahead and have the orb soaring over the wall once again. Once again. Man, Sergeant Scoops has no fear being like, no, I'm fine. I know where the lava wave is, and I'm pretty sure it was a pixel perfect avoidance of taking damage from that lava wave. They're going to move down here and take this bottom camp. Asmodan is finished with both Gluttony and Annihilation. Gluttony been done for a little bit, but Annihilation just now finished up.
My beloved is gone, but his power remains. Control the shrines and make them safe.
So Annihilation now doing an extra bunch of damage. I'm not going to try and do the caster math. There is the Light Bomb. Light Bomb catches 2 people. Ladies and gentlemen, comes in, and we do have a Thrall being just taken out, but there is a 1-person Ice Wall. I was about to say 2, but I was about to be wrong. There is a disengage happening from Protective AIur, and it looks like Eplictic may not get out of there. There is a warp in from the Brightwing, and that is going to go ahead and secure that. Rano does avoid being blizzarded, but meanwhile, Dahaka is up at the top lane trying to beat them to 20. They are behind, but they are all down here in the bottom lane, so they are losing out on Soak at the moment. Never mind, they do still to win. Level 20 is unlocked on the side of Skyfall. Tooth and Claw coming out of the Greymane. We do go and have Heroic Difficulty, Cannonball, Inner Fire, and Variant just does not know. Meanwhile, there's a big engagement over here, but it's an engagement without Ragnaros. Obviously, Thrall is also not here, so it may still be okay. There is Mage being traded out for Greymane. Lot of damage coming out of the Greymane. Looking at the stats real quick, it does look like in terms of the damage coming out of the blue team, actually Greymane is not their top damage dealer. It's about tied with Ragnaros, but we do have the Skyfall Dragon Knight being picked up by a Ragnaros. Alright, did Junkrat take the... Nope, did take Cannonball. So he's not going to get the faster cooldown on that, because it looked like it hit about 3 or 4 people. Dragon Knight on the verge of death, and does just go ahead and be abandoned by your majesty. Alright, oh, 3-person Ice Wall, Dahaka coming out of the bush. There is the brilliant Earthquake, makes people sure hit. There's the Orb coming in, a lot of very low health bars. It does not look like they will actually get a kill just yet, and they actually don't even steal the camp. That is tragic. Lot of ults committed for that, and no actual kills, even though it certainly looked like a great setup. I was waiting just to see blue health bars pop, and I did see them pop indeed, but they didn't pop all the way. Alright, here is the flank coming in. Asmodan goes ahead and charges through. A lot of damage coming on to the unstoppable Varian. Varian trying to fall back. Asmodan looking for an orb. Nope, does not go for the orb on Varian. I think that may have gone for a kill, but granted, I think Varian was actively looking for it to dodge it. Oh, that was Greymane, not Varian. My bad, my bad. Once again, every ult was used. It does look like Curse of Bullet and Ice Wall are back up already.
Once more, who will wield the Dragon Knight's ancient strength?
Alright, here comes everyone else kind of moving through. We do go and have the top bruiser camp being picked up by Skyfall at the moment. Meanwhile, the bottom bruiser camp is being picked up on the side of Protectors of AIur.
But will it be you?
I was so afraid I was going to go over here and just one person from Skyfall was trying to take the bottom camp. I'd be like, that's going to turn out real bad for you in a second. With that being said, we do have a lot of attention being paid to bottom lane. Mercenary camp pushing in, about to be joined up by the siege camp. Ragnaros is moving out to deal with this. They need to be careful. Nope, never mind. I thought they were actually moving down this path. Dahaka is moving into the Bridge of Death to help deal with this threat. But of course, Dahaka can rejoin the fight in a second's notice. Ragnaros not so much, though he can send Lava Wave the fight's way. And here comes the engagement. 4 versus 4 at the moment. There's an ice wall stopping Varian, but it looks like... Oh, Mei was down to single digits, it looked like. A lot of damage coming through. Dahaka has joined the fight. Coming in. A lot of damage coming in. We do have Rano aggressing onto Honey Bear right now, but Honey Bear a lot less weak now that it's no longer Li Ming. Rano is in the middle of a lot of enemies and maybe going out. There is the... pull out from Anduin, but this time was a little bit late. Varian dies with his feet off the ground. All of the flight masters in Iron Forge are very upset about that. Keep your feet on the ground! You literally rent me griffins? What are you doing? There is... Oh, Skyfall running in. Might be going too far. Does get rooted. A lot of damage coming in. Do we have Aspidan with the orb? As soon as off cooldown, Majesty in a lot of trouble. Majesty does get taken out. There is the Lava Wave, and that will trigger the disengagement. Now, right now, it is 5 versus 3. They need to be careful, but they need to be able to secure both areas. However, it looks like this will be a Dragon Knight on the side of Protector's Fire. There's no way Junkrat can take that in time. So they do go ahead and just almost like a doorbuster party. They just kind of go in and be like, yeah, I'll go ahead and take this fort, but you know, that's not why I'm here. Starting to move in real quick. They do not have the wave up here just yet, but it is nearly here. All right, a lot of damage. That Junkrat is making it very, very hard to move in. There is an ice wall to separate the team. Skyfall kind of caught on the wrong side. Varian no longer did go and moved away. There's your Majesty occupying that keep. Still no keeps down in this game. We are 21 minutes in. A lot of damage on the Varian. Varian having a hard time. Does get pulled out by Anduin. Low health bars on the side of, well, both teams, but more so on the side of Protector's Fire. Currently, the keep barely scratched is sitting at 155 or 15,500 health.
Power is yours no longer.
All right. They do continue to try and put pressure on bottom lane. Need to be careful, though. Their opponents are all right here. There's a nice orb. Stasis comes out. There is a Junkrat hit explosion, hits 3 people, but again, does not have the cooldown reduction, so won't have anything going in there. There's the move in from Brightwing. There's another great orb from the Aspidan. A lot of damage coming in there. Withdrawal is the first one down. Tracer looking very, very low. Ecliptic is going to be the next target. They are on top of that. There are mines coming through the forest, and it does look like Mei is going to survive, but maybe not after the end of her cocoon. Slides out. Rano right there. Not going to let this get away. Says, Eplictic, you are mine, but may be denied. Is running into tower range at this point. Oh my gosh, I can... Mei, how did you survive that? I do not think this is okay. They go ahead and take this bruiser camp, but honestly, at this point, that's consolation prize. I cannot believe Mei survived that. I'm going to need like a recount or a congressional hearing or something. That is not allowed to happen. Oh, 3-person ice wall. Followed up by the Tide of Sin burst. They will go ahead and give this up. They did not want to stick around. They do want to fight 3 into 5, but still a nice little dissuade. Hey, this is what we can do to you. Be careful.
Gathers within the shrines. Seize them and become the new Dragon Knight.
So it does look like bottom lane will be cleaned up. Here's kind of the big issue, and I know I'm just stealing this pulpit from Jazeline, but you guys are taking mercenaries, but what are you doing with them? You're just sending them to die down a lane. They get no value. Like, push with them, do something.
Harness the power of sun and moon. Put an end to this cursed realm.
With that being said, we do go ahead and have everyone kind of moving through very quickly. There's a big old bursty burst, kablamo. Looks like all 5 members are down here, but they do show on the wave. Their opponents do know exactly where they are, but Dahaka is not here yet. As mentioned several times, Dahaka can join in a second's notice, so that doesn't matter too much. They are moving up to top lane. Dahaka should make himself scarce very quickly. Did not make himself scarce quite quickly enough. But while that's being done, they do go ahead and lose the Ragnaros because they were trying to channel this. There is the burn. There's the lava wave coming through. Catches both Scoops and Orion. A lot of damage on the Scoops. Taunt comes down. It does look like the Brightwing, the Fairy Dragon, is going to get Fairy dragged right back to hell. That may not have worked as well as I thought it did. It sounded super cool in my head. We do have Nyx getting absolutely explodified. Skyflare comes through. Still a 2-for-1 because Scoops still go down. 45 seconds without their healer on the side of Protectors of AIur. Alright, a little bit of damage to the Varian. I don't think this is going to end well for the Thrall. Although, there's a lot of people around, but they are still... I mean, Brightwing is still 5 seconds out. They don't want to engage too hard. Brightwing is back and definitely has teleport up and may have to use it immediately as that was done. There is a taunt coming in and we are going to go ahead and have a second unstoppable. May just gets deleted. They do go in and get the Grey Mane on the backlog, but Rano's running in. The Ragnaros is in there, so there will be no lava waves for the time being. Alright, Nyx goes ahead and just gets taken out. Dahaka was right on top of that, and Asmodean went ahead and said, hey, you can't move very well. Here's a nice orb for your face. We do have a kill onto Junkrat as well. It looks like these are falling apart. They do get the first kill of the game, but they went ahead and gave up 3 kills into it against a team that did not have a tank, did not have a form of engage. A little bit of a woof. A lot of damage on this Dragon Knight. Thrall is not nearby. Dahaka down, pushing out the bottom lane. Level 25 to level 25. 27 minutes into the game, ladies and gentlemen. We are not stopping. Can't stop. We're on top. Come on, blow my people up.
That beast is not my beloved. Not anymore.
Alright, here comes everybody else. Nice little bush cake looking this way. We have everyone else kind of starting to move through. This entire game, we have had Protectors of AIur just prioritizing this bottom lane, trying to get through, but unfortunately, barely has any keep damage done so far. Your Majesty nearby. Rados has done an incredible job just not letting this actually fall. Once again, it goes in and occupies that. That is going to trigger a disengage. This is such a tense game. This is late enough that a full team wipe will end the game to either direction, but the teams are so evenly matched that you don't get a full team wipe ever. The real question is, how will they try and engage? The way that Skyfall engages is very, like, variant goes, you have the cursed bullet to knock someone down and reduce their ability to stand up to you. Then you have the taunt to hold them in place, the big blow up coming in from Ragros and Junkrat. I'm a bit surprised with this comp they didn't actually go the other ult on Rag. Like, they've gotten a lot of value out of Love Away, don't get me wrong. Okay, wait, I have to shut up. A lot of damage onto Skyflare right now, coming into the back line. Skyflare looking for Sergeant Scoops, not going to get it, and we have Anduin going down the back line. It does look like there's going to be a second kill. Remember what I was saying about a team wipe could end this? Because it does look like Captain's going to get out of here, but it'll be a lot harder time as Ragnaros also goes down. We do go ahead and have a lot of damage coming into Varian, and Varian falls 4 for none in favor of Protector of AIur. With that being said, we do have a lot of attention being paid to this bottom lane right now. They are pushing in. They're trying to get everything done. There goes the big old explosion as the bottom port finally goes down. And they're moving straight onto core. Can Junkrat hold this off? Spoiler alert, my answer is probably no. They're trying to fight against an Azmodan, and there is nobody that pushes harder than Azmodan. That's probably not strictly speaking true, but you know what? It is effectively true, especially for this poor core's fate, as it goes down 11%, 5%, 0%. And game number 2 goes to the side of Protectors of AIur, bringing us to a game 3. Look forward to it. I know I am. Looking at the screen at the end of the match, we do go and have 14 kills to 17. Slight edge on Protectors of AIur, but keep in mind, they got a 4 for nothing at the end, so that means the kill lead was on the side of Skyfall for a lot of the game. Looking at the healing numbers, good Lord, Sergeant Scoops! No, wait, we have to have the reverb for this. Or not the reverb, but 220,688 healing. Sergeant Scoops, you are ridiculous. I just can't. 156 coming out of Nyx, and nothing wrong with that. Oh my god. Looking at the damage, we do have 209,000 damage coming out of Junkrat. Greybane doing 139,000, and then Azmodan, usually shoe-in for top damage whenever he finishes both his quests, but nope, this time 135,000 damage. In terms of the soak, we do have Azmodan and Ragnaros neck and neck, 36 to 35,000. As far as talents, here they are. Copy them, use them, love them, bring them into your games, take them out of your games, do whatever you want, it'll be fun. And I will see you guys in game number 3. honestly, after that game number 2, when we had the series reaching an epic climax, was there any doubt we were coming to Towers of Doom? Is there, name a more iconic map to like have an epic final game of an amazing series? You can't? I'm waiting for someone to come in and be like, Summoner's Rift? Shut up. Games with one map don't get to play? We do have the Brightwing being banned. I do not blame that at all. Considering what Sergeant Scoops did on Brightwing in the last game, I would 100% want to take that away. Very, very, very much agree with the mind think coming from banning that out. Still do not like the Garage. We still have the... still, both Garage and Johanna being banned out this entire series. We don't want them. We don't want to see them. Get them out of here. Looking at this, we do have our 4th and final ban coming from the side of Protectors of AIur. God, I'm so hungry, you guys. I probably should have asked for like a second to get something to eat between games, but I didn't. And the Mephisto again. I am not positive that the first 2 bans... I don't think the first 2 bans have changed the entire series coming out of Protectors of AIur. They really don't like those heroes. Now, Zeratul is up. I do not know if Zeratul is a map-specific ban or not. We'll have to see if it gets picked up. Majesty once again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Come on. Nope. We do go right back to Dahaka Tracer. Or Dahaka Sylvanas. Gosh dang it. When your name is Tracer, you confuse me. Orion does get off of the Asthma Dude and goes right back to Sylph. Is it going to be Varian? Is it going to be Varian? Yeah, it's going to be Varian. I'm sorry, I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm enjoying the heck out of this. So Kale Thos once again says, you know what, you guys spread frames a lot. If you're not going to make it a priority in the first 3 picks, you just don't get to have it. Who are you going to be? What are you afraid of? It looks like that Skyfall is afraid of Ghoul Daddy. A lot of mage focus on the bans this time around. We do have Mephisto, Kael'thas, and Gul'dan all banned out. So we do go ahead and have the last 3 picks. We still need a tank and a healer on the side of... Now I have Dahaka for the double soak. Ragnaros, I assume, is not going to try and double soak. We do, once again, have May and Stukov. Scoops obviously having to go to Stukov because was not able to go to Brightwing. Oplectic just hanging out on May. May all day, okay. I know I'm annoying, and I really appreciate you all actually being here. Alright, Cat is actually going with the Li Ming, taking it away from the other side. Junkrat's Li Ming. Skyflare going from Greymade right back to the Phoenix. So in game number 1, we had the Battle of Fire and Arcane. Now it's the Battle of Frost and Arcane. Let me go ahead and get this properly sorted. And we will go and have Jaina on Honey Bear. I'm a little bit worried about this. Because Jaina definitely, or Honey Bear definitely was a target in game number 1. A lot of taunts led to her demise. And Jaina is even harder to keep at a distance than Li Ming is. So, but we'll have to see if it works out. We'll go into the game right now. And as always, I'll get the bets up. People actually bet. I don't know why LTK fans are afraid of showing their support channel points early. I almost said monetarily, but that would not be true. All right, and hey, for once, I'm not trying to scroll off the top of the map as we come in here. Also, no problem, good. Very, very happy to be able to pick these up as I can. It's always difficult, but we do go ahead and have, coming on the cyan side of the battlefield, let me go ahead and actually press this button and not lose it this time. We've got, Skyflare on the Phoenix, Rano playing that Varian, Your Majesty on Ragnaros, Captain is playing the Li Ming, and Nyx coming in on Anduin. On the other side, Sylvanas coming to the bottom for the ever-impressive cheese. We do go ahead and get Eclectic on the Mei, Orion on that Sylvanas, Tracer on the Dahaka. We have Honey Bear playing the Jaina, and Sergeant Scoops on the Stukov. May sort of come over here and kind of mess with Phoenix as Phoenix tries to move down, push that away and scare them back. But it was a feint. They weren't actually trying for a gank. They were trying to punish this. And they will actually get the first tower before anyone can get down there. So a little bit of experience boost up to about a third of the way to level 1. Tracer up here going up against Dahaka. Tracer does go and go for... Oh, really? That surprised the hell out of me. Tracer goes for tissue regeneration. That may mean that the 4-man is actually planning to rotate bottom mid. Almost like this for Dragonshire again. Because if you go tissue regeneration, it makes it a lot harder for you to actually double soak. You kind of need the speed boost from the... I forget what it's called, but the accelerated whatever from level 1 in order to get between the lanes effectively. Like, you can still double soak, but I feel like the other one would let you actually get very far ahead and be able to do wall damage and really, really, really punish the Ragnaros. This one's going to make that a lot harder. Here we have it going through. The first sapper goes in. Obviously, these sappers having a little bit of trouble moving through. Rano taking a lot of damage. Is not a real boy yet. Has to fall back. May goes in and gets in her little ice cube. No one can hurt me in my ice cube. Level 4 is achieved for both sides. Varian is now a real boy. To the surprise of no one, does go taunt. We do go and have target acquired. Triumvirate is going to be the pick. So this time, unlike game number 1, where we actually did not see the orb build, we do have the orb build coming out of Li Ming this time around. On the other side, we do go ahead and get Li Ming going for frost shards. So obviously going for a lot of, like, might be looking at the machine gun frost shard build. Oh, a lot of Anduin in trouble? Oh, poor Nyx. Man, Rano's heart must be beating so fast. His son, his only boy, almost got killed in front of him. Here's rotation in. Dahaka standing by. It does look like the gentleman's agreements will be observed for the top shrine as the shots go back and forth. Sergeant Scoops is down here starting to channel. Will they be able to zone? It looks like Kaplan coming in. There is the orb, and will go in and stop Sergeant Scoops. Another orb immediately available. There is a root coming out, and again catches that. So more. There is the miss, however. This is the full 5-man. The top shards were traded. Dahaka did come down to help fight, and that means Ragnaros also came down here. All right, Your Majesty in a little bit of trouble. Does get pulled out by the Anduin, but that means Kula is down. Rano may be in trouble. Already used Protected, I think, but we'll go ahead and get out of there. Very, very low health bars. There's an orb comes in, but it ends up missing. Captain not going to have that available to him. And there is the Dahaka tongue. Catches Varian, and Varian going to be the first blood of this game, going to the side of Protectors of AIur. Tracer moving through. Tracer is not done. Dahaka hungers. Okay, my condenser really did not let that come out. I apologize. It's like, I don't know what kind of crazy sound you're trying to make, but I'm not going to let your good audience listen to it. They don't deserve that. Now, Varian is back up, but is not here just yet. We'll be able to rush in. Will they be able to pick this up before he gets there? He is very close. And yes, sappers are picked up. But here's another one. There's the taunt coming down. Dahaka burrows underground. Does go ahead and consume essence in order to try and make sure these will not get value, but they were extra experience going to the side of Protectors of Ire. Here we have quite a bit of attention. Ecliptic going ahead and zoning this out. Will we have an attempt at an invade? Oh my goodness. Words are difficult. Rano thinking about it, but it is picked up already on the other side. That giggling does say that up at the top of the map, we do go ahead and have the Headless Horseman joining us on the battlefield. Look at him. Look how happy he is. I'd be happy too if I got to be in Heroes of the Storm. The other day, Bahamut did ask, if you lived on a house on this map, which house would you live in? My answer is I would live in this house right here. Kind of away from the lane, away from all the destruction. And you kind of get to see the action whenever this is fought over. But for the most part, you get to be by yourself. So this is a double altar phase.
Be swift, hero.
They are moving up in case their opponents decide to be a bunch of big jerks. But it does look like neither team actually super interested in denying their opponents.
Enough of this charade. Bring down the great.
So we are at 28 core to 32 health on the 2 cores. Very, very, very close. Slight advantage for Protectors of Ire. Basically dead even in the experience game. You've got everyone else kind of coming through. There is Skyflare. Rono staying very, very close to the front. Does avoid that slush ball. Did not take blind on the slush ball. Had to check real quick because I was calling it a slush ball. I'm like, that might not be accurate. There's a taunt coming through, but Sergeant Scoop's going to be A-OK. May takes a lot of damage for that Li Ming combo. Rono is the next one being targeted. Level 10s are online for LTK. They will go ahead and use them, but boom, already act. Tracer taking a lot of damage and does get absolutely deleted. Gets deleted as well as uses the essence. Sounds like the worst of both worlds. We do go ahead and have Purification Salvo that we already saw use, as well as Shield Wall, Lava Wave, Disintegrate, and Light Bomb. On the other side of the battlefield, we do go ahead and get the Ice Wall, Isolation, Summon Water Elemental, Flame Swipe, and Mind Control.
The altars are rising, heroes. Do get ready.
Do go ahead and have a lot of damage coming through. Rono running into this. Rono kind of leaving the rest of the team behind. You can leave your team behind. Oh, but Honey Bear, once again, I was worried about this from the Jaina. Ended up slightly ahead, did not fall back along with everyone else, and just got absolutely cremated.
Take the altars and put
It's like being creamed, but a little bit more final than that.
this realm mine and mine alone. I am Lord of this realm, and it will not be stolen from me. You have done well, heroes. Let the grave giver know my power.
You're losing your touch, Riddle Lord.
Looks like we do have everyone going in. There is an ice wall, but easily... No, actually it does catch one person. My bad, never mind. But the Anduin goes and pulls them out. You can silence the target, but if you don't silence Anduin, he can go in and still use his ability. A lot of damage protected, by the way. Comes down on Rono. Trying to move in here. Honey Bear once again in the front. Honey Bear, I love you, but I fear for you. All 5 members of both teams are here. This just clashing in the bottom lane. There is the tongue from Tracer. A lot of damage coming out onto this Phoenix. And we do have Jaina finishing that off. Honey Bear takes a huge bit of damage. We do go ahead and have the Flaming Swipe being used. We do have a kill onto Varian. That is 3 kills to 2 in favor of Protectors of Ire. And this might be where the swing happens. Captain almost goes ahead and gets hit by that. Very, very gutsy for sure. So this is where the this is kind of your goal the entire time you play this map, is to take bottom fort. Then you can just pressure it with the bottom lane forever. Forever. A little bit of experience being picked up by Dahaka. Level 13s on both sides at the moment. Surprisingly enough, they're not even trying to defend this. I'm not sure I agree with that.
The altars have risen.
Like, you worked hard for that camp.
Now.
Yeah, they don't even get the benefit from, like, the extra shot from taking it. There's another great tongue, but this time Anduin is nearby in order to save that. Rano is in the middle of it. Rano is going to go in and take a lot. There is a one-person ice wall, but that one person is Varian, which is the kill target. Majesty runs in there. Majesty tried to move in order to distract, and did a great job distracting, but may have distracted a little bit too much, as Tracer is on top of that. Does consume the essence, as gets targeted a little bit. There is a kill onto Mei. Skyfall goes in and gets a great salvo in before it has to fall back. Oh, Varian goes in, but is actually going to be sacrificed, and Majesty goes in as well. Phoenix being the third person taken down. 3 to 6, double the kills coming out of. I really actually thought that Skyfall had the advantage there, but ended up not being the case after a second. They're going to go in. Sylvanas says, "Hey, we have an advantage for like 10 seconds. That means we're going to take something away." Sylvanas, I want to take your stuff. Sylvanas is like the worst person to hang around on Christmas. It'll just be like, "Oh, that's a great Christmas present. Mine."
Red team has destroyed a fort.
There we have the shots going across. They actually do get the advantage. Remember I said they didn't? How I'm a big freaking liar? Down to 23 health on the core of Skyfall. Alright, there are these sappers coming through. A lot of people nearby, but Sylvanas not here. They need to be a little bit careful. This is a 3 versus 4 fight. I don't think they'll be able to save these sappers. But more of them are coming across. And the thing about the sappers, yeah, they represent core damage, but even more than that, they kind of force your opponent to not be able to move around the map. They have to stay in this lane. More useful when there actually are.
Use it well.
There are other things to do on the map.
I knew I could do that. I've opened my tunnel as well.
Oh, Afflicted takes a lot of damage, but there is a 2-person ice wall coming in. What will they be able to do with it? Afflicted cannot stay in this fight. Very, very, very low health on the tank. There is Skyflare. Skyflare gets pulled away, then teleported back. 3 okay, we do have 1 that goes in. 2 that go in. There was an attempt on Anduin. We're down to 21 health. 20 health on the core for Skyfall. And this is a triple altar phase. This is potentially terrible. Ragnaros already coming down, but what will they do? How will they try and fight and control these? Varian will still be down when these come online. They do retake bottom. That is helpful. They could be easily looking at 16 shots here.
Do not disappoint.
Oh, Dahaka may be in a lot of trouble at this point. Just go ahead and burrow under, avoid some of that damage, but I don't think Dahaka's getting out of this. And absolutely not. 5 fingers to a fist, crash down right onto Dahaka's bony little noggin. And Dahaka is a pretty well-armored noggin, don't get me wrong. But while they came up here to get that gank, was it worth it? That is the question, because it looks like they will lose bottom fort and possibly set themselves up for more sapper shots. Excuse me, towers are upgraded. I should say bottom keep.
Red team has destroyed the fort.
Now, there are 3 shots coming in top lane, but that is the question. Is it worth it when you have 6 shots coming through bottom? And they all get in. Great use of that arm. We also do have the ice wall catching 2 people. No real follow-up, but that just kind of held them in place as we go down to 9 core health. Now, they can't really run through here unless they take this out. Will they defend it? They are 7 seconds from the altar. It does look like Dahaka will stop those sappers and is working on top camp right now. Your Majesty moves forward, decides against it. Jaina going and channeling this right now, and she'll get another 4 shots coming across the map.
How utterly droll.
Keep in mind, boss does drop them to 1 core health. Meanwhile, up top, we do have Dahaka going ahead and trying to take this back as quickly as his little bony arms will take him. All right, there is a charge in. This is everyone, but it looks like Mei will be taken out first. Full disengage. Dahaka is still not with the rest of the team because Dahaka is just now retaking that top port. This could be where things start to swing because Mei is down. They may end up losing this and have the reverse of what's been happening all game. But keep in mind that they are down to 5 health and boss is up. This is a double altar phase. They only get 3 shots. If they get both of these, they win the game. If they get one of these, they put themselves within boss range of victory. Mei is down for 22 more seconds, though. However, the altars activate shortly. It's a rough situation for sure. There is a taunt coming out. Dahaka going to burrow. We do go on a Skyfall channeling that objective. No one on the opposite side just yet. Mei is back in the fight. Oh, I did not realize the lava wave went all the way through No Man's Land. Whoa, that's not what I wanted. I want to do that. Oh my goodness, amazing freeze. A lot of damage coming down. We do have a kill onto the front line is down. This is retaken. This could be terrible. They almost will surely get boss out of this double kill. Skyfall was doing so well. They were really taking the momentum of the game back. Are they actually going to take the bottom? I'm not sure that's what I would do. Like you've got 40 seconds. I guess you can probably do both, but this makes me a little uncomfortable. I don't think this is the priority just yet.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
I mean, theoretically, if they wanted to, they could push bottom before... But they've only got 10 seconds before they come back. If they push bottom and they take this, they put themselves within a single altar of victory. But if you took boss, you'd be within a single altar of victory anyway. Here comes the collapse coming in. They're moving on all sides. There's the salvo. Catches 4 people. Slows them down a little bit. So they do go ahead and get the bottom one. There is the mind control. Actually, I think it was aimed at Varian. Miss Varian got Majesty. A lot of damage coming through. There's the tongue. Phoenix goes down. Phoenix will be the first one to be taken out. Rano is the next target. Does go ahead and try and protect themselves, but no doing, and does get taken out by that Jaina Blizzard as well as the Mei Blizzard. Blizzard on Blizzard means no fun for Varian. We do go ahead and have, this is going to be a game-ending altar. They do have 5 towers up, and Sergeant Scoops is channeling that right now. Boom. goes the dynamite. And game number 3 and the series does go the way of Protectors of AIur. So, let's look at the game summary right quick. Obviously, 11 kills to 5 in favor of the Protectors. We do have, in terms of healing, Sergeant flipping Scoops, 125,000 healing over the course of the game. You just cannot keep a good Sergeant down. We do have Li Ming doing 100,000 damage. Phoenix coming in second with 64,000 and 59,000 on that Jaina, as well as Your Majesty coming in with 31,000. Dahaka on 29,000. Let me go ahead and see if I can get a interview set up. One second. Oh, what a convenient question. Although actually not super convenient, because you all obviously know it. Bum, bum, bum. I'm also not sure that may be like blocked. All right. Looks like we will have one. 1 second. All right, we'll see who joins us in just 2 seconds. Oh, 1 second is what they actually told me. I'll hold them to that. All right, we'll have to go in and see who's going to join us in just 1 second. I'm triple checking to make sure that I'm in the same voice channel I think I am. Didn't go to the wrong server, something like that. Bum, bum, ba-da-bum. I'm sorry for the slight delay. Here are the talents if you want to copy them down, if you want to have them, if you want to hold them. If you want to bring them to your own games, feel absolutely free. Guys? Someone needs to join?
Hello?
Hello, there we go. I was just like,
Yeah, I was parched and I needed a drink and I had to go get a drink.
Okay, 2 things. 1, 100% understand, and 2, you think I'm not?
Well, take a second, have a drink.
Can't leave the crowd waiting. Oh my goodness. But first of all, congratulations. What a set of games. Good lord.
Yeah, very, very fun set.
Oh, it was a blast to cast. I'm sure it was a blast to play. Looking back at the series, game number 1 was interestingly the least close set. And even that one, I'm pretty sure you both got Protectors.
Yeah, that was also a super close game, so...
No, it definitely was. It didn't come. I felt like it was decided a little bit faster. It was decided like the 4th Protector, as opposed to the other games that went like 8, 9 objective phases. It felt like. But anyway, looking at Volskaya Foundry, the one thing that I'm trying to remember. It's been a long time. I apologize. The mists of time are mean to me today. But there was kind of an interesting... There was a point where your opponents... you got the Protector. I think it was you. It may have been your opponents. I am sorry. and you almost used it to try and like distract and pull them to a different location while your 3-man pushed a different lane. Is that something you normally do, or was it just a hey, we have this opportunity to do this? I think you did it again on Dragonshire.
I'm trying to think of the example you're using. I know one of the protectors we got, or might have been our only protector. They used molten core, and so we left. I wasn't sure if that was the one you were talking about, or their first protector. They might have they went behind the wall top, and maybe they 3-man pushed a different lane. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that was a weird one too. It felt very much like it was like, okay, we're going to do this, and then as soon as that is done, it sort of felt like, okay, we have people sort of everywhere. And on the one hand, like, I'm obviously not criticizing, it's just a interesting in adapting to something that I don't think either team intended.
Yeah, they pulled some stuff out on Volskaya. I don't think we've seen yet. We're gonna have to take that opportunity to learn some of that. That's some good footage from Volskaya.
Somewhat related, this is not necessarily related to Volskaya, but every single game you started out by banning Garrosh and Mephisto. Is that something specific to your opponents, or is that just a like you've had experiences that just make you hate those heroes in general?
It's hard to say. We did a little bit of limited scouting. It was kind of hard to scout. It's kind of last minute. We were just, everyone was doing Thanksgiving and stuff. So we did some quick scouting. We saw some stuff, and we were just like, out of the things we saw, what did we think were the most disruptive to what we were gonna do? I know specifically Garrosh on towers can be really frustrating, but that's what we were looking at, and like we hate a good Mephisto, so um, those looked like the things that they might bring that would frustrate us the most, and so that's why we targeted those.
Absolutely makes sense. Moving on to Dragonshire, the big question I had about that map, because it definitely felt as though momentum was going towards your opponents for the first part of the game. Um, the variant was just being able to run in, lock down. I want to say it was no, Leeming was game one. Game two, I forget who they kept targeting, but they kept just getting these pickoffs and having priority. What did you guys do towards the last half of the game to be able to start swinging that around? Because all of a sudden, just these massive combos would start to land, and it'd be like, oh, okay, well, this is the only one team on this map all of a sudden.
Yeah, we knew that we were getting caught out a lot, and we needed to turn it around somewhere. So we started playing a lot more safe, and we started kind of packaging our power into like one, try to throw it all out there and get something. If not, get out of there. So it was mostly reactive to how they were getting picks on us. Even like in our back line, they kept wrapping around us on Dragonshire, so we kept watching those flanks and stuff.
Yeah, I did. It was kind of funny and almost a little tragic because you guys kept prioritizing bottom lane the entire game, and it took for it. You like got to the keep very, very quickly, but it just seemed Ragnaros did such a good job actually denying your ability to do keep damage for the longest time. I feel like the keep went down in the same push that you won.
Yeah, that those are some real aggravating molten cores. Good use of molten cores. They were really burning our momentum. So
Almost last question, not quite. You guys did end up picking every single map in this series. Is there a reason you prefer map pick over first pick? Because I tend to see first pick being prioritized a little bit higher when I cast.
yeah, it's something we talk about a lot. We used to do first pick all the time, but so number one, they picked the first pick first. So we only picked map pick one time because they picked first pick the other two times. But we it depends on like the state that the meta is in. Where like sometimes like having first pick is almost like having another ban. But like sometimes if there's too many things that are powerful enough, like whatever's gonna get picked in the first three, you're gonna get two of them because they got first pick. So like that's kind of the value of map. It also means we get to play our better maps, and I think Dragonshire is one of our better maps. But I think it's more about that getting the priority on like a meta that has more, stronger heroes that are it's a little more balanced. Getting two picks instead of one out of the first three.
All right, makes sense. And then the second to last question. I always have to like preface myself with like, wait, I remembered one just now. On Towers of Doom. So towards the end of the game, you made a play that frankly scared the heck out of me. After you ended up getting a 3-man wipe and they were at 5 core health, I 100% expected you to go to boss and put them within a single altar of winning. And instead, you went and retook the bottom 2 to get them within a single altar of winning, but not actually progress towards winning. So if you had like ended up getting pushed back, I felt like that was the more dangerous play. What made you decide to go that route?
Yeah, I think that either way it goes, if you get the boss at that point, you still need to get an altar. So we know we need to prioritize the altars, and keeping that lane in control is going to give us better control over 50% of the altars. So we wanted that control. If we would have been at 4 points, we definitely would have gone for the boss. It ends the game, but 1 point on the core and 5 points on the core is the same amount. You know, like if we can get one of their towers and one altar, then that's the same victory condition. You know.
Yeah, it's one of those the guaranteed value versus the in theory same route to victory. But
Yeah.
I do get it. It was just not what I expected. And whenever I don't see what I expect, that means that you're wrong. But last question I have: where did you guys come up with the name Protector of AIur?
So amateur opponents was our sister team, and so we were trying to stick with a naming theme with them, and their amateur opponents is one of Artanis level 1, so we wanted another level 1 talent of Artanis, and it was right when they got rid of Seasoned Marksman, and so they added Protector of AIur, and we are like, perfect, that's a great name for a team, let's take it.
All right, makes all of the sense. So let me go ahead and turn it over to you for the shoutouts. Sorry if someone's being super nice in my chat and I'm being distracted.
I don't know, shout out to you for casting, thanks a lot. Thanks, shout out to LTK. They did a great job today. They were a great partner to play against. It was tons of fun. Shout out to everyone over on the AIur server. They're giving us tons of support. We love everyone over there. Our coach Shane helps us out a bunch. Shout outs to our subs, Redbeard and Pants. And I snubbed Redbeard last time, so I got to give him a special second shout out. So another shout out to Redbeard. They're always there to help us. They're there when we need them. So shout out to CCS for throwing Nexomania together. I'm pretty excited. This is my first Nexomania, so it's going to be fun.
Oh, absolutely. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. But yeah, I'm not sure if all of a sudden everything just got quiet, but once
Oh,
again,
I'm sorry.
oh, you're fine. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for casting.
Oh, absolutely my pleasure. I love picking these things up, and I will see you guys next time I cast you. Hopefully next week, but no promises.
All right, sounds good.
Ah, I forgot how to leave the channel. Boop. With that, let me go ahead and get all of you fine friends over to, let's see. Ah, darn it, my teammate is no longer streaming. So I guess we'll go bug Alicia, because why not? Bugging Alicia is fun.